Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm Corinne. If you're new here, I help busy CEO moms systemize their home and their business, okay, using a couple of weird functional different things. So if you've seen one of my other videos, I really like to use index cards when I am at home. I like to use an analog type tool. And then when I'm working in my business, I use digital tools like ClickUp, Google Calendar, things like that. My goal though is to help you grow the life that you want. I actually have been there. A very short story about myself is I was in corporate for 10 years and I got laid off when I was 4 months pregnant, and we were on food stamps for a short amount of time and we had to figure it out. So I was essentially thrusted into my entrepreneur journey, and now 6 years later, my business is the primary source of income for my household. When I get off work though, or when I call it work still because it's just habit, but when I get off work and I switch gears to being a mom, I don't want to have to go to my other job, of cleaning the house, doing the dishes, meal planning, all those things. So I try to make everything as absolutely easy, fast, simple as possible at home, and then also in my business, so I can work less, right? So my kids are 6 and 9, and I'm constantly sort of working around their schedule basically, so that I can try to be available for board games, watching some movie or something with them. I want to be available when they're around. So the game changer for me when I was struggling with my time management and trying to reach my goals was getting up at 5 a.m., which I know nobody probably wants to hear this. Who wants to get up at 5? I know it sucks. It's very hard, especially when you have a spouse. I do have a hack for that I'll tell you in a little bit. But by getting up at 5, it allows me to ease into the day. I'm up before my kids. I get to work on goals of mine that are important to me and basically be ready once they're awake. I can't tell you when before I did this, I would wake up after them and I would feel sort of disheveled, like I was late for a party, that feeling when you're running around and you're like, shit, I'm late. I gotta find this. I gotta get this. I gotta do that. All this stuff, right? I would feel like I was walking into a storm essentially. And when I get up before them, I feel prepared. I get breakfast ready. They're like, oh, wow, look at this beautiful breakfast when I wake up. Especially I love doing this on Sundays because I actually try to cook a really great breakfast for them, which you would think on Sundays you'd want to sleep in late. But honestly, once you start doing this, you're just going to naturally wake up anyways. I'll focus on my goals. So whether that's pushing my business forward, when I was losing weight, I had lost 75 pounds. When I was focused on my weight loss, I was working out in the morning, I was meal prepping. I was using that time to really go through my card deck, do my affirmations, do my why cards, do my mind shift cards that I had for losing weight. Then I would go into working on some sort of goal. I would do my vision board card. If you don't know what I'm talking about, then definitely check out one of those other videos. But I would go into my day and I would be sort of prepared for the day as opposed to waking up and the day happening to me. I hope that makes sense. So like I said, I was going to give you one easy hack to do this that will make it so much easier to get up in the morning. So in the beginning, it sucks. I'll be honest, it sucks and it's hard to get up and it will take you a couple days. I suggest trying to have something in the morning to give yourself a reward for getting up. So when I get up and I know I'm gonna get to work on something really cool or fun for me, I get excited and want to get up because I'm like, yes, I actually get to do X this morning. And normally I don't, I wouldn't have enough time. So I use an Apple Watch, but you can do this with a Fitbit. You can do this with any watch. They even sell on Amazon these pretty inexpensive, I think they're $20, but it's a watch with an alarm on it. And these watches will vibrate and wake you up as opposed to an alarm going off. So I set my watch for 5 a.m. and then I put an alarm clock across the room and I set that alarm clock for 5:05. And I do that on purpose because if I don't want to wake up my husband, then I have to get my butt out of bed at 5 and I have to get myself over to that 5:05 alarm clock and shut it off. And I specifically put that alarm clock on the other side of the room so that by the time I'm already up, walked across the room, it's pretty hard for me to go back to bed. So that's my hack, right? So give it a whirl, try it. You don't have to, in the beginning, you don't even have to get up and do anything, right? Just get up, wake up at 5, go get a cup of coffee, go sit and watch the birds, right? It doesn't matter. The point is to just get up, and then as time goes by, you can start to ease into, you can start to ease into working on your goals. Figure out what is most important to you, what's going to drive you forward to that ideal life you want, and put that in between, 5 and 7 or whenever you have to get to work or whenever your kids wake up or whatever. Put it in the morning and make time for it so you can finally live that dream life you've been wanting. All right? If you want more tips and tricks on how to simplify your life and your business, hit subscribe. I'm probably going to start breaking these videos up, so I might do things that are more like mom friendly on Thursdays and more business stuff on Tuesdays, just for keeping the audience is different. But I hope to see you around next time. Until then, like I said, hit the subscribe button to be notified for my next video.